How's that sound?
Beautiful.
Beautiful. All right.
Now repeat that entire
Yeah.
heartfelt message again.
All right. So the Mark Bell, let me do that. So Mark Bell and I think pretty similar, or at least the way we learn is pretty similar. So he keeps me on my toes learning by sending me interesting things that he finds, books, podcasts, radio shows, whatever. And today's was, I think, a very interesting one because it talked about, and I'll put the guy's video over on my Instagram and my Facebook so you guys can go watch the actual interview where I got this, I guess, analogy from. It was a very bright individual, or at least bright in the sense that his IQ is in the range of 152 to 156. So very IQ bright, so bright that he came back and explained the downfalls of that. Or at least that's the portion that resonated with me that I liked on it. And which was ironic, and I don't know if Mark Bell sent me this video because of the post I put up this morning, talking about my ignorant bliss as a kid that set me up to win, or if he just saw it and it was ironic that I was thinking the same thing. And so my post today, so you understand the concept or the correlation, was I put up something about, I knew what I wanted to do at 9 years old. And I started at that time, but I didn't start like, the kid starts. I started like Kobe Bryant started, didn't do the parties, didn't go out. 9 years old, get up, start workouts, eat my nutrition, try to get as big and as strong and as athletic as I possibly could from that age of 9. And I didn't know much, reading the magazines the best I could. It was more of just looking at the pictures and what the guys are doing. So there was an ignorance there because I believed I could do what these guys did in the magazines, but I could also be really, really strong, like in the other magazines, bigger, faster, stronger. So it was the combination of both. Now, again, ignorant bliss is a beautiful thing because I didn't go off of what people would say. People would constantly say, well, a bodybuilder is this over here, and that's where you got to focus, and a power lifter is over here, and then an athlete is over here, and you can't mix this. And I'm like, yeah, I can. And did. And again, I did it because I didn't learn and destroy my thought process that wasn't possible. I didn't believe what was written or told to me. I lived in my own little dream world and said, I'm going to do it this way. Why not? And every time I said, why not, the statements back to me was at the end of the discussion was because nobody else has done it. That's all I really heard. They give me, well, because if you're bodybuilding, then it's the hypertrophy and you want to train like this. And if you're powerlifting, then it's the nervous system. You want to train like this. And if it's athletic, you want to work explosion and you got to train like this. And I'm like, I'm going to put all three of those together. And I'm going to be cool with the time in the trenches and understand it's going to just take me longer than everybody else. So this guy that Mark Bell sent me, and again, I'll put the name up and over on my pages. He talked about having this incredible IQ to where he could phone it in at the last second. And I asked Jeff, because I don't know coding, and it's your engineering or computer development guys terminology. But by 13, he was coding in 13 different languages. And he bright kid, obviously. But what was cool was he says, because he was so bright and he could do things, it made him wait till the last minute to turn in his homework or whatever it is that he had to do. He'd always wait till the last second. He knows he could do it. And when he did do it at the last second, it was still phenomenal and better than everybody else. But he said the downside of that, which I thought was really cool, the downside of that was it didn't show him work ethic. It didn't show him just because I can do it at the last second and I'm so brilliant, it's not how you should do things. Even though he was that smart, because it could have pushed him even further. And so I just thought it was a very interesting statement to what's going on in the health and fitness world, or about nutrition, or about any of this stuff. Is like, there's a beautiful ignorant bliss that I would say for you guys to keep if you like to diet a certain way. If, it's working for you and it seems like it's working for you and you're not actually hurting your body, I'm not going to be the one to argue against it. Go do your thing. There's basic stuff. Does it take you longer? Sure. But I think figuring it out for yourself is a beautiful, beautiful thing. Get information from people that know, get information from people that have done it before you. I was just on the podcast with Bull Stewart, and I'll suck up all the knowledge he has to give me because he has another decade on me. And then I'm training with Robbie Robinson on Thursday morning. Again, there's a couple more decades on me. And so I will keep my mouth shut and I will suck it up. And then on Friday, we're training with Charles Glass. So the individuals I'm around have built this bridge. Instead of me going all the way around the river, there's a nice bridge right through it. And so they are the bridge. And so I will listen to the information that they give me, and I'll apply some of that and from each of them, try it, see if it kind of works, and then move forward from there. But I think that's a separate statement from what I was making earlier. But again, I would try to listen to people that have done it, been there, and still doing it. That's a good one. I don't listen to a lot of ex-powerlifters or bodybuilders that are absolutely destroyed. It's hard for me to do that, or not even destroyed, just not being able to utilize their car anymore, right? I mean, you trained all this time, and now your body is so moderately broken to where you can't even slightly move it. And again, I'm going to go, oh, wait a minute. I guess I should listen to them. I should listen to what they did or continuously did and ran themselves into the ground. So I guess I contradicted myself. I will listen to them, but for the other reasons, for what not to do. That's a harsh reality. And that's what, there is nothing more fun, I think, than still living that high school type of life. And what I mean by that is that, first period is I had a lot of PE classes. They pushed me through. But that idea of different things, I love that back off season now. And so I'm getting really strong. Just a couple days of good food and carbohydrates, and my strength is sucking it up. Going to roll and do some jujitsu and travel the world and do jujitsu. It's like, holy shit. I've been doing gladiators from the 90s and tussling with guys, and I'm still being able to do it now. And I have to do it now, not just for me personally, but I want to be able to tussle with my son in 10 years. So stay active, stay doing your thing. And what do they call it? There's a great meme, not a meme, a quote that says, everybody has something to teach you. No, it's a little different than that. I think it's something like, you'll find it. You're a good example on what not to do. Something like that. But yeah, there's a lot of guys that I look at and I'm like, God damn, you're 10, 20 years younger than me and you are broken. Okay, not doing whatever you did. And then you got the other side, Bull Stewart. I talked to him yesterday. Bull Stewart, go look him up. Phenomenal. And he put me on a great road He straightened me out as a young teenager by just seeing him weigh in before me, same weight class, and then also perform on the platform at nationals. And I got to see that as a teenager competing against the men, and I was like, it's an eye opener. But again, he didn't say anything to me that time, nothing. But he straightened me out on the road, going, "Oof, what the human body can do is a freaking amazing." All right, go for some questions.
All right. Hold on, let me start those. All right, let's start with boom. Do fitness models train different than bodybuilders, or is it just the food?
Oh, I think that it's just pretty much all the same. They're just guys that, I would say food is part of it. Also, their ability to grow bigger. Yeah, it's a great question, though. But no, you'll see that. I see what you said, but there's going to be guys in the gym that train really hard that want to be bodybuilders, and they just never get that size. They never grow that to that level, but they still got great bodies at the size they are, and so they can do the modeling.
You're the only one that talks about fascia. I love it. Can you explain why you find it so important, and what are some great exercises for it?
Well, thank you. First off, all exercise is good for fascia, right? It's the healthiness, but I think it's nutrition too. So it's the two sides of that. I would say there's more things what not to do when it comes to the fascia. And the reason why is because, again, you're trying to keep that sac that's holding the muscle healthy. So I would say, get your massages, treat it correctly. Saunas are great. Swimming, the rotation, the range of motions, short range pumping, I would discard. You can always do something a few times every month, you know what I mean? But these guys that do short range bodybuilding type of lifts is not good for the fascia, because again, you want to stretch it to allow more muscle to grow inside of it, and also the flexibility. Let's say you don't want to. I don't want to get much bigger. I don't care about that. But you want the fascia to be healthy, and you want it to be able to retain as much of that water and healthiness, right? You don't want to have it dry and brittle. So, and the reality of life is you start out such a high level of water as a human, and then you just dry up as you go through life. It's a wild thing. Do a little research on that, on the percentage of what you are and what you retain on your body with water as a child, and then as you're in your 80s and stuff, it's the dryness. So keep the fascia healthy, good range of motions. That's what I would recommend. So, but I would stay away from getting too stiff and locked up. And also for you parents, I'll give the extra. This is for those kids. We'll do this again. You read it again, and I'll do the thing. I'll give the answer. Go for it.
Read the same one?
Yeah, go again. We'll do a couple clips from this one.
Yeah, let me get rid of this fucking loser real quick. You're
No!
the only one. And
He's blocking people. Dang it.
oops. You're the only one talking about fascia. I love it. Can you explain why you find it so important, and what are some great exercises for it?
I think this is a twofold. I think for us, as we are in our 20s, 30s, 40s, and so on, fascia is so crucial. But let me talk for a second about you parents. For your kids, this fascia and the nervous system are two amazing things prior to puberty. It has memory, which is kind of a wild thing, to think that your nervous system and your fascia has this memory that it retains prior to puberty compared to afterwards. And so your ability to get your kids active, doing different sports, able to balance, walk on one leg, jumps, all these kind of things, you want to do that while they are young. And that's what we're trying to do with Titan, and also just teach people around the world the same thing. Because the coolest thing about that is, and we were talking about this with Jeffrey over here. You guys can't see him, but this guy's doing flips and kips and round offs and back tucks, but he's also a 250-pound guy. But he did those things prior to puberty, hardcore parkour.
Right.
So, and his body just retains the ability to move that way and open up that way and do it in a healthy way. So that's another thing. The fascia and the nervous system are so crucial to do as a parent, getting your kids used to it. And so I put up a post of Titan working with the band bar, and it's amazing bar, and props to those guys for doing this and making this. And then we put kettlebells on it to make it even shake more. And so we're using it. So it's all that connective muscle comes in and starts holding that body together and creating this unit. But it's the nervous system being able to do it, the fascia being able to be okay with it. And then he'll remember that stuff as he gets older and older and older. And the ability, and I would say like somebody that impresses me is James Harrison. So James is a strong animal of a guy, and I can outbench him on inclines. I'll do 500 on there. He crushes me when we switch over to the band bar and put hanging plates on it, because he did a lot more athletic training as a youth, I think, before I ever got into that kind of training. And his body is able to control that weight, and his fascia and nervous system is. So it's cool to see a pinnacle kind of guy like that be able to use heavier weights on those kind of equipment. And I think that, relative to my inclining 500, cool. I like the other side. I think that's even more beneficial, more long-term healthiness, is being able to control stuff that is shaking.
See where this one takes you. If a person can fluctuate between different body weights but doesn't make any difference in strength, would you recommend the lower body weight for gym workouts?
Wow, there's so many things I'd recommend.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's somebody that's not doing this right.
Winner.
So, I'll do this anyways.
Do it.
2 days of carbohydrates for me, going off my tuna first blitz diet, right? Pushing the workouts, kicking ass, some cool numbers. Well, I took the same squat that I did last week that was tough, and went down on a good morning in a hyperextension kind of lower weight, and just kind of paused it like, oh, and that's 2 days of carbs. There is a difference between when you're dieting down and sliced. You want to try to retain as much strength as you can. But when you put that food back in, you just shot to the moon. That's the difference. This is survival mode when you're all sliced up and the strength is down here. Keep it strong as best you can. But when you put the food in, if your body does not fire up and go, you're doing something wrong.
Definitely.
Yeah. So don't worry. If any of this confuses you guys, don't be, it shouldn't. This is just basic kind of stuff, but I can help you guys in the Titan crew. So get on over there and we'll make sure that you're making gains. And it's not just the strength. I mean, are you putting on more muscle? Right. The strength could be just you're off on the nervous system. You're not training the rep range correctly to get stronger too. So there's issues on how you're doing this.
He means you're a pussy.
No, I don't. He's willing to ask it. That's props.
That is props.
Yeah, I'll give you props because Jeff's blocking people over here. I'm assuming those people are just crying and I always picture that little fat kid. Shut up, Mom. I'm bullying people online.
Well, there's a couple people upset about the post from yesterday.
Oh, I got a great post from yesterday. Yeah.
They're leaking in here.
Yeah. They didn't like that he's a savage?
Nope. That's not what that post was about at all.
You know what I like is that people would go, oh, he fell asleep. Okay, hold on. Oh, yeah. He fell asleep once? You just missed everything. It's like, that's not how life works, man.
He's at the end of the street.
Jeez. Hey, no, I saw a video where he fell asleep. Oh, geez. Oh, he slipped. Oh, gosh. Yeah, you're right. My whole statement about an 80-year-old man being a complete savage.
Invalid.
Yeah, invalid.
Invalid, dude.
You fell asleep once. I'm wrong. You bombed on a lift once. You can't be strong. Could you imagine somebody? Hey, Thor didn't get his 1,100-pound deadlift. Oh, give it up, man. You're not that strong. It's like, that's not how life works, dude. Jeez Louise. These guys are savages.
Where did this one go? There was a good one that just popped up. Here it is. Oh, my son is 2 years old right now, and I wonder, do you have an opinion on building mass before sports? As personally, jiu-jitsu experience had me catabolic.
Yeah, he's 2. We started Titan at late 2 in jiu-jitsu. Feed. Right now, food is this. And the combination of you understanding it's not just food, it's you teaching him how to be this habit of eating. So everybody thinks, oh, you're feeding your kid is 7 years old and he's eating now 4,400 calories. Well, yeah, he is, but he also understands that when he wakes up, he eats. When he before he goes to school, after he trained, he eats. When he's at school, he eats. So he trained the habits. So get your kid on the habit, and that's up to you guys as parents, and especially it's really on the mother. A lot of the pressure is on the mother to be there with the milk and keep it going and feeding and feeding and feeding. But the nutrition is so important, and the activities. And we just talked about this, but I'll say more. And then go over to Titan's page and look what we talked about. Not just jiu-jitsu, because jiu-jitsu is so slow that just assume that you're going to have him for 10 years. But the wrestling, the other stuff, the sports, the baseball, get him in those. And that being said, great question, my friend.
Mm-hmm.
I will clip that and put that up over on Titan's page too, because I think it's such an important question for you guys.
That's a clip.
Can I bring in this stud right here? Ooh. Hotness just entered.
What's up? What's going on, brother? How you doing?
What up, John?
Ooh,
What
I
up,
like
John?
those. There you go.
Oh, hey.
Yeah. Yeah, looking stylish. Looking stylish.
You,
Blue light.
I'm blue light, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. You know, those go. I mean, they brought out those glasses for like people that have TBIs and like everything like that. It's supposed to help them. Supposed to rewire the brain. Some of these aspects. I don't know. There's so many different things that are coming out as far as health wise, or optimizing or helping recover from some issue or problem I guess people have across the board.
Well, the only issue I have is nothing. I got a ton. We won't get into that. First one is
Nobody's
Andrea.
perfect.
That's an issue. And
Yeah.
Hi, Johnny.
How you doing?
Man, talk to us. Tell us what's going on over there.
Oh man, a lot going on over at Titan. You know, obviously new therapies have dropped. Cardilax has dropped. I mean, so we've got a lot of patients have ordered that recently. Still waiting for mine to come in, so hopefully mine comes in the next day or so I can start on that. 20-day protocols, which are not long protocols at all. So interested in just doing 1 or 2 protocols and then doing an MRI on it to see what's going on there. But as far as therapy of the week, Titan Trifecta this week, huge. Hercules Potion, Titan Complete, ECA Stack Plus, and it's like almost like a $200 discount. So it's huge. You get all 3 of those therapies, all natural as far as that goes across the board, no hormones. Great for energy, great for training, great for daily vitamin use. Like, so combining those 3, like those are 3 like staples in my therapy packages as far as that goes, and a lot of other people. So, you know, if this is something that anybody can use across the board, whether it's a girl or it's a guy, you know, if they're a younger guy or girl too as well, it's not going to mess up their hormones or do anything wrong to them. So all good stuff, man. So if you guys are looking for the Titan Trifecta and you want to know more information about it, you guys can call or text 727-389-3220. That's the big special of the week, the Titan Trifecta, and that always does good because normally people are usually on one or 2. So to add the 3rd one for basically nothing, you know, it's just going to give you a different boost and way better results across the board.
Hey, with the trifecta, this is, and what we just were talking about before you jumped on, was the fascia, keeping it healthy. And this
Absolutely.
is what, that's something this will help.
Yeah, definitely. 100%. I mean, and then the Cardilax, obviously, like a lot of people ask me what's the difference Cardilax and BPC and TB500. So just go back to the mechanisms, how it works, kind of what they do, where BPC 157 and TB500 are healing peptides, creating angiogenesis, new blood vessels, create new blood flow to come to the area to help the injured area, recover, repair itself, tendons, muscles, ligaments, joints. These are great. But for osteoarthritis, for cartilage repair, truly, there's nothing really out there for it. That's where Cardilax is supposed to come in and really come in and knock it out of the park. And if that can happen, that will change the game even more than BPC and TB500 have ever tried to. Great things to put together, triple threat across the board. But repairing cartilage or growing new cartilage, or then getting rid of osteoarthritis, the whole reason I need a total shoulder replacement isn't because of the cartilage issue. It's because of the osteoarthritis. So at that point, if I can get that improved, game changer for me, game changer for anybody that has neck issues, elbow issues, wrist issues, knee issues, shoulder issues. There's a lot of different things that this can help across the board. So I'm excited about it. I'm excited about some of the different things, plus the new drugs that are coming down, in phase 2 and phase 3 trials through the pharmaceutical companies. There's going to be some monsters on the way. So I'm excited about that.
I always feel like I'm talking to the doctors that put Steve Rogers in the container, and
Super soldier serum, baby.
Walk into Titan Medical, and it's just like all these super soldiers walking around.
Oh, yeah.
It's pretty badass. And so, and again, if you guys do a little research and just kind of the understanding of the ligaments, cartilage, fascia, it's just so beneficial to make sure that you take care of it. Now, here's the hard thing. For you youngsters, I'm 30. I don't care. I'm fine with that.
Right.
It's like, okay, I don't know how to. Besides just saying, okay, if I had this around 30 years ago, I would have been holy shnikes. And I got another 10 years. Titan will be 16, 17, and so I'll find out during that time is how much more beneficial the amino acids of these are, and get him stuff. Because
definitely. At that point, there's going to be new latest and greatest coming out. 10 years, I can't even imagine in 5. 5 is going to be ridiculous. 10, people probably aren't going to have to go through what people go through now, like guys that are broken. They probably won't be able. They'll probably be able to fix themselves by that point. Truly, whether it's organ damage or joint damage. Just across the board, even just healing faster, right? Having all these different things at your fingertips and not just in some sci-fi movie. I already see some of these things that are going across, in Europe and stuff like that. They've got healing beds and everything like that. So it's there. Wow. It's there. In Germany, they've got a shot that they'll give you, gets rid of type 2 diabetes instantly.
Where?
Gene therapy.
Where's that at?
Germany. So there's some different things out there. Even follistatin's out there where you can get it, out of the country. You can't get it here yet. But at that point, that's another game changer. There's so many different things out there. Just a lot of people don't know about, but they will be finding out here very soon. Because that's the boom right now. It's longevity, preventative medicine. Everybody's trying to get into it. Everybody's trying to do it. And it's just, like I said, it's a booming industry, and people are more aware of their health than ever. And at that point, people are taking charge of their health, and there's more options on the table. It's not them just having to go to a primary care doctor and asking them and being at their mercy for whatever they need or whatever they're trying to do. So it's cool. It's definitely cool.
I messaged Kennedy today on getting together for a workout and talking about this stuff.
Oh,
yeah. So it's time. It's time. He's the one that's really leading this health and fitness. So, and then I talked to Donald Jr.
Mm-hmm.
So, going to work out with him and Eric. And I know that those guys are so into health and fitness and longevity. So at least we were around these people that want to see it go forward and be healthier and stuff. And again, for you people, they're Titan Medical, the lead dogs.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I was just doing this. I was talking to Bull Stewart yesterday, and Bull Stewart is a legendary power lifter.
Mm-hmm.
And then I go in today to squat. I'm thinking about this last 3 years with Titan Medical. And instead of squatting, I just did good mornings most of the workout. And we got up to, I was doing good mornings with 450. And I'm sitting there going, oh, it's a healthy good morning. Not bad. Not bad for lifting for half a century.
Yeah.
You know, and still being healthy and at that level to do something like that.
Absolutely.
All thanks, Titan Medical. Thank you.
Of course, man. I appreciate it. Of course. I want to make sure you're the latest, greatest, outlasting everybody. So it's all about longevity and being able to do what you want to do. You know?
So if you guys are out there and you guys got bad lower backs, your knees are hurting, your shoulders are hurting, Trifecta.
Absolutely. It's another good one. Definitely 100%.
Let me pop that trifecta.
Titan Medical Center's Therapy of the Week. The Titan Trifecta. 3 amazing therapies, 1 complete stack. Hercules Potion. Performance, pumps, recovery. Titan Complete. Energy, immunity, muscle support. ECA Stack Plus. Energy, focus, metabolic support. If you want more information and details on Titan Medical Center's Therapy of the Week, we're here to answer all of your questions. Start living the Titan lifestyle today. We want to help you feel, look, and perform your best every day.
Emily, but I know you like the Asian. He wants to know who the Asian
Of course
was.
he likes the Asian.
What else we got going on?
Huh?
What else you got going on?
I mean, Olympia's coming up right now, so I'm trying to get all that squared away. I'm getting all the stuff that we need to ship all together, shirts, bags, pens. Have to get the bags packed, right? And then getting, the girls together of who we're really going to bring out there as far as that goes. I've got the guys. We need to go over your times at the booth, make sure all that's set, and graphics for the booth as far as that goes. So I need to get with you after this or whatever, so we can get that finalized, get it all done. But yeah, I mean, we've got pretty much the guys I think we're going to bring out there. I've got 3 of the girls, and I'm probably going to bring like 2 more girls. It's probably like 5 guys, 5 girls. Me, you, Sharice, Mona, and got the photographer that we usually have, which next year I might do something a little bit different. I seen something when I went to Sapphire the other night. Well, I guess it was the weekend before you came in. Yeah.
No, we were there. I got one.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. So, all right. So that booth right there, right?
But I told him this last year, and he's acting like he came up with this idea.
Yeah. No, it's not a spin thing. It's not the spin one. So it's a set static, like booth, and like you literally take the picture. And the picture, like you can put like whatever you want on it. So if you want to put a banner for Olympia, you want to put Titan Brain on it, you can put that all at the bottom, whatever it is. But they can send themselves a picture. And when they send themselves a picture, they enter in their own information. So it's branded. They send it. We capture the data. Everybody's happy.
I love it.
So, I mean, it's something I think that, definitely next year it's a guarantee to do. I was thinking about it this year. I'm like, it's getting down to the time. I've already told the photographer, I'm like, I don't want to back out on him, as far as that goes. But definitely next year, after I seen what it could do, because that guy Caesar that sets that up, like, he's trying to work with me on different ends, and he's trying to get into Sapphire to do it like on a more like permanent basis. And he'll come back and he showed us the stats of what was going on and all that. I was like, man, this is a no-brainer, man. It's a no-brainer. So everybody excited? I think that's what we'll do next year for sure.
Okay.
We got this year to go. So I'm trying to do provider visits too. I'm on the edge of that. I think I'm going to bring a medical provider out there to be able to do visits right on the spot. So if people really want to do it, So I'm playing around with that right now. I'm just like right there. I'm like, should I? And if I do that, I need to bring another team player out here with me too as well. That's going to be able to get everybody all set up.
She was great. The lady that had a Tampa Pro.
Yeah.
Provided, she was a good personality. She's good with people. She was great.
Yeah. We got some good staff members. I mean, for sure. I'm bringing out some new teammates that have done pretty well. The promos here and Tampa Pro too as well. So, like the young Monica, like that girl, she was just a hustler at Tampa Pro. Emily was obviously a hustler at Tampa Pro. There's some good girls. We had some good girls for sure, 100%.
Yeah, I like Emily, Renee, were really good, personal.
Yeah.
But Emily had Huskies, so I'm a fan. She got 3 Huskies too.
Yeah.
I was the whole time talking to her.
Yeah. Great girl. I mean, I got a big event this weekend where we're doing like this huge like recovery tent, IVs, B12, I think compressions we're gonna do out there for legs. Just trying to grind, man. You know, all the other shit personal going on, and you know, it just doesn't stop. So we just keep moving, baby. Keep moving.
Yeah, I know that you push through, and for people out there, I look at this guy or how he runs his business. Does not stop. It makes me tired watching. I just talked about somebody else who's 80 that's an absolute savage, and I can't fathom. I go halfway through the day and I need a nap. But you are one of those individuals that he just does not stop, and it gets to the weekend. I'm like, chill, and you're like, no, I'm at this event. So you're a role model for me for these years that how to run the business correctly.
Yeah, it's
7 days a week.
It's how it is. When you're a business owner, there is no days off.
Yeah. So this is a good thing, and I know this is a lot of mental. Is there something that you can recommend to these people out there that kind of goes, yeah, I'm sluggish, I need a nap, my brain's not firing at 100, I don't feel myself, maybe I'm getting in my own thoughts a little.
Right.
What do you have to say about these people?
This is obviously something that one we should cover with blood work if you're really feeling all these symptoms. I think that's the key to first start, you know, the journey. And then at that point, listen, if hormones are off, obviously fix those. That could be a big contributor to some of these different symptoms you're talking about. Brain fog, fatigue, recovery, you know, just not feeling like yourself or self-confident. That's one way to start. After that, really, it's really like fixing whatever the problem is. So, I mean, listen, if you have problem dialing in or being laser focused or want to step it up, right, and enhance that focus, there's a couple different things that you can take. One, C-Max. C-Max is another great one. Dihexa. These are both peptides for brain enhancement, cognitive thinking. Like I take Dihexa almost every day, and Dihexa is one that it helps with short-term, long-term memory. It helps with learning functions. This is something that's a staple in my stack. Sharice takes C-Max. She loves that one. Dials her in laser focused. NAD is another big one, you know, and can help in a number of different ways with repairing at the cellular level, helping with cognitive function, you know, helping with oxidative stress. That's another big thing. You know, these are some staples across the board that you can take that will enhance or help repair whatever's going on. So, you know, those are big ones for me. I mean, I'm trying to think if there's anything else that really would really help with. I mean, obviously, if you're not getting proper sleep at night and you're waking up or you're not refreshed the next day, you feel like a zombie. And there's got to be some. What's that?
Did you say NAD?
NAD, yep.
Okay.
NAD, C-Max, Dihexa, I would put at the top of like your top enhancers. Dihexa, C-Max, NAD. Those would be my 3. Like if I had to say, if somebody said to me, hey, listen, how do I enhance cognitive function? How do I get clarity of thinking and my hormones are dialed in? How do I up it? Like if I need to like step it up, whether I have a business proposal I have to pitch out to somebody, I've got a seminar I got to do. I'm just trying to be on point, you know, and business wise, you know, these are some of the different ones out there. Now I know like an old school one, and we don't do it. It's a controlled substance that was like the first game changer with something like that was Modafinil. Modafinil is a controlled substance. Modafinil is made for people that have insomnia. But what it used to, a lot of the big players back in the day, doctors, lawyers, Modafinil. And Modafinil would be, that was the movie where they basically made Limitless after. They made it after Modafinil. But Modafinil, like, it works for some people, but I'll give an example. For me, when I took Modafinil, it gave me the worst splitting headache I've ever had, like debilitating. So I was like, all right, well, let me cut the dose in half. Did it half? Same thing. Quarter? Same thing. So Modafinil just didn't go right with me. And you're talking about a controlled substance. So at that point, like, you're dealing with a couple other restrictions, barriers, law-wise, where Dihexa, C-Max, NAD, all benefits. No negative downside. No problems. No restrictions. No controls. Like, so, those are a lot better, I think, for people to utilize nowadays. And that's something we didn't have before. That's why that was the go-to. But now, I mean, you have your hands, your fingertips at some of these awesome, let's say, tools that are going to do you a lot better and work a lot better for you.
And with stuff like C-Max, is that stuff that you can take all the time, or do you have to stop?
C-Max you can take all the time. C-Max you can take. Therese does my nasal spray every day. So she takes C-Max and C-Link. C-Max is great for focus, dialing in, ultra zoomed. C-Link is it's a calmer almost to a certain extent, where if you feel like you get riled up really easy, nervous, anxiety, anything like these things. Yeah, that is what C-Link is, the calmer, but it doesn't slow you down, if that makes any sense. Like some things, like they slow you down. Like they calm you down, but they slow you down. A lot of people would take beta blockers for this reason. People get nervous when they give public speeches or they go in front of people, whatever. They would take beta blockers to slow their heart rate down, to be more calmer. This isn't good either. Lower heart rate is not a good thing. You go too low, you're going to have some serious problems. So, you don't want to take that either. That's why, those three that I'm mentioning, take every day. At that point, you're going to get great results. It's only an upside, no downside.
There we go.
Right.
Let's jump into some questions. You okay with that?
Yeah, of course. Of course. Johnny, I have tendonitis in both elbows. Thinking about peptides. How long do I have to be on them to see long-term results? So BPC and TB500 are great for tendonitis, especially in the elbow area. 4 to 6 weeks, you should start seeing some good results as far as that goes. Long-term results, go right along with it. So it's not like it's masking anything either. Whatever you're getting out of it, you're going to get out of it. Now, if it's inflammation and stuff like that, you got to make sure that you keep the inflammation down, whatever it's coming from, right? But using BPC and TB500 and KPV too as well, like a recovery stack, it's going to be a game changer for you for sure.
Mm-hmm.
This is the little stuff I always talk about. They stop lifting not because
No, they're hurt. They don't fit. They're injured. To a certain extent, it's painful.
Yeah.
I understand that. I understand that with the shoulder issues. Like I understand. Like, you're not. It's not going to be the best thing when you got to go in there and you're going to have some pain. It just is what it is. But at that point, I'm stubborn, so it is what it is. Like I'm going to go in there no matter what, and I'm just going to do whatever I need to do. But a lot of people it defers them. They don't want that pain. They don't want to go back in there. Some people, they don't get pain when they don't lift. So at that point, but you got to understand that it's the sitting car method. If you have a car that sits for so long of time, more things are prone to go wrong with that car when you do start to try to drive it. Instead of driving that car every day and maintaining that car and keeping up on things as best you possibly can, it's going to run longer. What are your thoughts on GLP-1 peptides? They're amazing. GLP-1 peptides are amazing. They're great tools for people across the board. Some people abuse them and stuff like that where they don't need them as much. They already hit their goal weight. They're way past emaciated almost. So at that point, or emaciated, excuse me. At that point, like it's just, they're great tools. I don't know how many people we've seen with great success stories because of GLP-1s. And I was just talking to somebody the other day. Actually, it was my mother-in-law. She's like, oh, they want me to go get a CPAP. And I said, you sleep apnea, right? Because that's why they want to get a CPAP. Yeah, that's why. Well, I told her, I said, listen, the problem is you need to lose some body fat. She's like, I'm not that fat. I'm like, listen, the stomach area, you're probably holding a lot of visceral belly fat. I love you, but I want to be honest with you. So, what just got FDA approved for sleep apnea was GLPs. But why? It's because people are losing weight. And when you lose weight off the frame like that, you'd probably get rid of the sleep apnea issues that you have. So if somebody has to use a CPAP, and in the bodybuilding world, if you're not using a CPAP, what's wrong with you? A lot of these bodybuilders are using CPAPs. You don't want to use CPAPs if you don't have to. One, they're a pain in the ass to be able to use every single night. Two, I mean, they can hold bacteria if you don't clean them properly. And three, it's another crutch. I remember a couple of bodybuilders who used to walk around with oxygen tanks all the time. You might know who they are, but I don't want to mention by name. They used to walk around with oxygen tanks, hit oxygen tanks. That's not good to do every day. You're crutching yourself on these oxygen. Just like when you're in the hospital, if they have you on oxygen, they titrate you down from the oxygen that you're taking in. Your body's getting used to that. So, if you fix the root of the problem, you're probably going to get rid of some of the issues. And like I said, sleep apnea is another one of them. It's a big thing. A lot of people are coming up with sleep apnea or have sleep apnea, and they're coming out with new drugs for sleep apnea too as well. But a lot of people are using CPAP machines, and if you don't have to use a CPAP machine, you shouldn't.
So we're just talking about, I just received a whole bunch of, what's it called?
Hostage tape.
Hostage tape. Great name.
Oh, you're going to put it over your mouth?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to try it. They sent me out a whole bunch of stuff. So I know Stan Efferton's a big believer on the
CPAP.
CPAC.
Yeah.
I haven't tried it, so I can't speak on it. But Jeffrey's over here bragging about two
Hostage
things:
tape.
hostage tape and hostage tape.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, so, and the hostage tape, and then open up the nostrils. I guess that's the next thing, right? Like, because you want to make sure you get a maximum air flow through there, I guess. Then we use a hostage. I've seen Ashton, whatever his name was, Hall was using it, but I know that's been the latest crave, but I really don't know the benefits of what it would really do for somebody, to be honest with you. I mean, a CPAP machine, if somebody's has sleep apnea, then a CPAP machine would work, I guess. But the whole point is not to have sleep apnea, right? And let's face it, most people's frames aren't like your frame, and they're holding a whole bunch of weight, whether it's muscle or not. It's still putting stress on the body and their frame, and it's putting stress on the internal organs and everything that's going on. So it is what it is. You won't see many people 80 years old, 250 pounds, stacked, jacked, and ready to go. It just doesn't happen.
We're seeing him on Thursday.
Maybe you, because of your frame. Maybe you. But I'm saying the 5'10 guy, the 5'11 guy, that ain't going on, man. It just is not going on.
Don't take offense to that. You're going to be that guy. Don't worry.
I'm 6 foot, but still, at that point, like, if your body is you're holding too much mass, it's just not going to go good. I don't care what anybody says. Prove me wrong. Show me a lineup. I want to see a lineup.
The person asked about GLP-1s, and I would like to have Jeffrey read a list of things outside of the weight droppage. Listen to this, what GLP-1s are doing.
So there's improved blood sugar control and insulin sensitivity, reduce inflammation throughout the body, lower cardiovascular risk, improve cholesterol and triglyceride levels, reduce cravings, support liver health, and reduce excessive liver fat. Wow.
Kidney protection. I mean, they've got
Kidneys, too.
GLP-1s are amazing drugs. That's why I'm saying people that fight about GLP-1s, like, you really can't fight about it. There's so much upside to using a GLP-1, even if you're not obese. And I'm not saying taking a medical dose of GLP-1, but a microdose definitely helps with a ton of different benefits. Inflammation is one of them right across the board. And then if you're talking about improving the way insulin works inside the body, the way that all that is working, and you're going to get cardiovascular protection, you're going to get kidney protection. There's a lot of benefit to that. I mean, there's just a lot of benefit to it. And there's new drugs, like I said, that are coming down the hatch. They're going to be different across the board. I was just reading about a drug that this company's bringing out.
Before you go off of this, can you let us know what's the protocol for the individuals watching that want to get a GLP-1 with Titan Medical?
Sure. It's super simple and super easy to do. So if you want to get on GLP-1 therapy with Titan Medical Center, all you have to do is fill out the new patient paperwork. You'll see the medical provider via telemedicine, or if you're in Tampa, you can come in-house. They'll go over all your information with you. And at that point, if everything is good, and the only contraindications with GLPs is thyroid nodules or pancreatitis. If you have pancreatitis a lot, you probably don't want to use a GLP. If you have thyroid nodules, you definitely do not want to use a GLP. Those are the big contraindications. So if you don't have those, you're pretty much good across the board to be able to get a GLP-1 from Titan Medical Center. You know, I mean, we're not going to give it to some girl that's 80 pounds, but most people are not in that range. I don't see too many girls that are coming in here like that. But, you know, most people across the board, like I said, for just for health benefits alone, not even just for weight loss. And a lot of patients, they'll take it, they'll get to their certain or whatever their goal weight is or whatever that is, and then they'll microdose from there.
All right.
Sure.
You were talking about something before this one here. You were talking about a new something. Something's
Yeah,
coming down.
it's just there's another drug that's coming down the pipeline that does the opposite of GLPs. It basically works with people that have got the surgery for their stomach that basically cuts their stomach in half, right? If those people take a GLP, sometimes their blood pressure will drop or their sugar levels will drop so low that it can cause terminal death. That's one thing. The other thing is that their body recognizes this and it basically reacts in a negative way. So this drug will be going for those people that have the surgeries that are wanting to take a GLP-1 on top of it. So that's a different drug that's coming out that's nothing that's ever came across the board. Yes, avexitide. New experimental drug, avexitide. A large 2026 trial showed 55% reduction in those episodes, but it's not yet FDA approved. So they were talking about what this drug was going to cost a year, though. $150,000 a year to take this drug. That is insane. Okay? That's insane. But will they get it? Will they take it? Probably. Will compounding pharmacies make this drug a lot cheaper? Probably. So this is just something that's different, right? The other one, orforglumorolone, the oralate weight loss one, we offer too, which is a pill that you take that's a true GLP-1 oral pill. It has the same efficiency and efficacy as a shot. So this is something that people who don't want to take injections can take. We offer that too as well right now, but it's another one, another big one.
All right. So
what is Titan Medical Center's? I'm sorry.
So we went over just joint health, ligament, fascia health. We went over the GLP.
Yeah.
Everything's, again, what we're talking about right now is going through Titan Medical. Also, I recommend, again, doing blood work. That's a gold one just for you guys. You can find out where you're at and where you're going.
Blood work's key. I mean,
And then
even
we put up the one about the Hercules potion.
Yeah, trifecta.
Energy, the trifecta, again, that's energy, getting it going. And then we also talked about brain function. And so those are all good things. And brain function also, just for you guys out there, and that's why I do the blood work, is that your T just might be low.
Yeah.
Just you beating yourself down and your mind is a little messed up because your hormones are off. So,
absolutely.
and
Wanted to
we
check
saw
the
these-
boxes.
Yeah.
You know?
And when those estrogen starts rising, so
No good. Testosterone's lowering, estrogen's rising. No good. No good. And they're seeing it. I see it. I mean, it's an epidemic. Most people are low, have no idea they're low. And then when they see that number, then they go, oh, this all makes sense. Then it just clicks. Like, oh, wow, this is what it is. Fix the problem. Bam, you're a whole new person. It is what it is. It's a beautiful thing.
yeah, just keep that in mind, guys. When that estrogen's rising and you're starting to go, things that you notice, I voted for the left side. Yeah, okay.
It's super
That's just
sensitive. I'm crying during Frisky commercials. Like,
yeah. You like, yeah. So, these guys in women's sports. All right. Time to get on T.
speaking of, just real quick,
That section and throw that up there, Jeffrey.
you see what's going on with the WNBA right now, right?
My boy.
Two guys are saying, "Oh, we're trans, and we're gonna go in the WNBA draft." So what happened was these guys were NBA players before. So what happened was this: they said that they're gonna go in. So the WNBA holds this super emergency meeting to try to define what a woman is. They go to this meeting, this task force, they come out of the meeting, they can't give a definition of what a woman is. They're going to have to let these guys play in the league. True statement. Look it up. It's true. So Royce White is one of them. So at that point, like, you know, are you protecting other trans in the league? Is that I mean, that's kind of what it is. You're letting boys play with girls in a girl league. What does that show to the girls out there? You know, it's just, I don't know. It's demoralizing to females, I think. I don't know. For as much as females want to be alphas these days, they're still subservient to males one way or the other.
I got a great picture of Ennis and me working out together and holding Titan. He's such a big boy. So he's one of the two guys. And so he's a monster of a human, but just a sweet guy.
Yeah.
And he's also very political, and he's like, huh?
He's not a guy.
Oh, he's not a guy. He's all right. He's a trans female. So anyway, he's right. But he's great. I'm glad he's doing this because it's just the irony of them freaking out now, going, oh shit, they called our bluff.
All they had to do was come out of that meeting and say a female has a vagina biologically, and that disqualifies everybody else. Like, it's super simple to do. Like, we made a female league for a reason. Like, there's like protect females. Like, it is what it is. So it's just crazy, man. The mental health state that some people are in right now to even think the way that they think. I can't wrap my head around it, but it is what it is. I just want to mention that real quick.
Thank you. Thank you, Mike. Thank you. Go for this. This one's a big right now, and it's really helping people.
It is. What is Titan Medical Center's thoughts on the SS31? It's a complete game changer. Complete game changer. Let me just say that again. Talking about repairing and resetting your mitochondria in your body. Mitochondria, still people don't grasp this. That mitochondria is in every living cell of the body and affects every single way. Like every single function in the body. From energy to kidney function, I mean, across the board. So this is something that I think that everybody should be taking once they hit 30 years old, at least once to twice a year, just to make sure that everything is going right. And people want to jump to MOTS-c or SLOOP, and because those are the hot words that influencers are trying to push out there, and that's what they see. I see a new one coming up every week, and they focus in on one different one, whether it's testosterone or this, whatever. But now we're starting to see a lot of mitochondria talk because people are starting to understand. And I'm telling you, you'll feel a difference with SS31 the first go around that you take it. It's ridiculous. And then once you do that, you're setting yourself up for a more optimal performance result and better health in the long run altogether.
Give him another banger.
Yeah.
And the best thing about SS31 too is it has a commercial product. That means it has an FDA approval on a commercial product. So at that point, like, you can't say, because there's doctors out there right now, they're saying like, well, we still have concerns about BPC 157 and TB 500 and this and that and all that because there's not that many human trials done. And well, you can't say it with SS31. You cannot say that. So at that point, like, the writing's on the wall, and you can't erase it.
My girl Khaleesi is getting to that age. My dog, if for you guys out there, she's a half breed. She's a timber wolf, so she's very long, lanky kind of dog. But we got her on EP and TB 500. Help those ligaments.
Absolutely. Thoughts on microdose of tadalafil for pumps in the gym? I think that tadalafil is a game changer at 5 milligrams for sure for every male out there. Why do I think that? I'm not just talking about pumps. Great for vasodilation, good for pumps. Use that. That's awesome. Talk about lowering blood pressure, BPH, right? Talk about some of the different health effects that tadalafil could possibly give you. They've even been talking about sildenafil helping with cancer, anti-cancer. That's some of the studies they're talking about right now with sildenafil. So there's definitely some good things. And think about this: tadalafil and sildenafil weren't made for erections. That was just a byproduct. These were heart medications, right? So that was originally what they were going to get the FDA approval for. And then all of a sudden, the byproduct was, these give great erections. So at this point, let's market it as a sexual drug instead. So yeah, they're going to go for different FDA approvals for those drugs too as well to get some different things.
I want to see the laboratory that did that.
Right.
Hey, Bob, look at this. You're working hard. I'm hard at work.
They did make a movie on it. They did make a movie on sildenafil about how Viagra came around, what it was actually getting for, some of the top reps that actually started first selling it and getting it out there. So there's a movie on it. I think it was Jake Gyllenhaal that's in it, actually. I got to think about that. It's probably about 10, 15 years old, but yeah, there's one out there. I remember one of my buddies worked for Pfizer when I first moved down here. And at that point, he had all the sample. He had storage bins, 10 by 10 storage bins of sildenafil sample packs and Z-Packs samples. That's when they were first hitting the market. So drug regs back in the day, they could stop by doctor's offices. They'd be like, here, let me drop you off some sample packs. And they drop off these boxes and you'd be able to get them for free back in the day. So it's crazy how things have changed. Love and Other Drugs, 2010. Yeah.
So I was just talking. It was 92. I was flying from here to New York to do romance books, and the guy next to me was a rep. He's like, "Yeah, I got Viagra," and it just came out in '89. So it was just starting to hit, and I was like, and I was a kid. I was over 30 years.
Right.
Well, I was over 30 years ago. So.
Man, I'll tell you.
A rock star.
Could have been
Just a dumb kid.
a diamond stud.
Yeah.
Dude,
Should have got the reputation going right then.
good stuff. Good stuff.
Never too late.
All right. How often should you get blood work? I'd like to say every 3 to 6 months, at least every year. At least every year for somebody that's like, I don't really want to do it. Do it at least every year. But should you do it every 3 to 6 months? Absolutely. Do I do mine more? Absolutely. Especially if I find a problem. If I find a problem, then I'm like, I need to fix this problem. So let me start fixing the background and let me retest as soon as I possibly can. So at that point, I'll do that. Like right now, I got some shit going on. I got my white blood cell counts through the roof. I have no idea what the hell is going on infection-wise in my body, trying to figure out what the hell it is. There's just some things off. But even for Peter, man, I'll look at his. I look at his testosterone level every 2 weeks, his growth hormone levels. I just monitor everything. If you can monitor things, you can stay in touch and soon. Now, some people, they're not going to go overboard like that. And they're going to I don't really want to do that. And it might not be as important to them. But it's important to me. And I think, you want to keep your health in check. You want to make sure everything's good to go.
How fast do you think that lifestyle changes and diet changes can impact your blood work?
Oh, great.
Like, let's say I'm a healthy guy
Every 30 days.
Okay.
I think every 30 days. I mean, liver functions can change within a week, right? Kidney function can change within a day. So, you got to have some sort of basis. And when you test, you got to make sure you're consistent in what you're doing. If you're not consistent, you're going to get skewed results. But if it's an everyday person, they might not have a routine. They're just going by the seat of their pants every day. So, for that, I mean, if it was a blood sugar thing, like a hemoglobin A1C, every 3 months, because that changes every 3 months. So, within a month to every 3 months, I would say are your big changes across the board. Cholesterol can change, sugar levels can change, liver function can change, kidney function can change, testosterone can change day by day, depending on what time you take it and what you've done the previous days before. So, I mean, there's a lot to look at, but the best way to do it is be consistent. Whatever you're doing, test on that consistency and go forward and do that. And then if you've done it and you've had consistent testing 2 to 3 times and you're coming back around the same median, hey, listen, we're good, or there needs to be more changes in what I'm doing. So, that would be the best thing for me. Like 1 month to every 3 months, you can see major impacts in blood work. Have you ever heard of any thoughts on DIM? I see it talked about in conjunction with clomiphene often, and even as an alternative to it. Definitely not an alternative to clomiphene. I would stay the hell away from DIM as much as possible. DIM is pushed out there like, oh, it's going to help with estrogen and the conversion. Anybody that I've seen take DIM spikes in estrogen, spikes. So, and clomiphene by itself is a SERM. So it's a select estrogen recepting modulator, and it works on estrogen. It doesn't work on testosterone. People get that confused. It works by blocking estrogen, but it doesn't negatively affect testosterone levels. It actually raises it because of that on the feedback loop. So taking DIM, I just would stay away from it. If you're on testosterone and you have conversion to estrogen, you need to keep that in a check. An aromatase inhibitor is going to be a hell of a lot better. But I'm telling you guys, do DIM, test your estrogen, and see where it comes back. And I guarantee you aren't going to like what you see. And I've just seen it so much because originally we were talking about this like 13 years ago, 14 years ago about using DIM. And we're like, that's a great idea because on paper, it looks really great. But in real reality and using it, it does not look great on blood work and it does not help with patients. So it just is what it is.
Here's a real Johnny question.
How can I make my pump last longer for the club on the weekends? Hercules Potion and a little bit of Tadalafil. Hercules Potion, man, this is what I would call like, for people like, oh, what can I do? I'm like, listen, Hercules Potion, inject that into whatever muscles you want. So you want your biceps to look good. You want your triceps to look good. You want your chest to look good. Pump it in. Go have a workout. It'll stay for 4 to 6 hours. I tell the people here, you're going to the pool or beach? Awesome. Inject it. Go down there, bust out 50 push-ups, get your ass up, and go head out. And you have all those little bar muscles or pool muscles all pumped up and looking good. As good as your body's going to make it look, right? And now, listen, it works better with people. If Mike was to walk out there, you're super vascular, you've already got some great muscle, it's going to just enhance that. So whatever you're doing, it's going to enhance even more. So, that's what my go-to would be every single time. Every single time.
This is going to be clipped and up in 20 minutes. Andreas is going to do John answering this. He's going to be at the pool party. He'll be at the club. Have Johnny hitting the pull-ups and push-ups.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That's how we go.
Send it on over, Andreas.
All right. Girlfriend's father is 76 with early kidney failure, early Alzheimer's. Is there any peptide treatment you would recommend researching? SS31. The other thing I would look at is maybe NAD, because Alzheimer's, they're using that with Alzheimer's and dementia patients right now. They're seeing some movement on that. So those would be the two that I would recommend across the board. SS31 for kidneys for sure. I can't tell you how many people's labs already we've seen with an improvement on kidneys function just alone. So that's definitely one I would definitely throw in there, depending on where he's at in kidney failure, because there's 5 stages. And a lot of people are in stage 1 and stage 2 already, and they don't even recognize it. But once you start hitting stage 4, 5, that's serious shit. So at that point, you got to make sure water intake or fluid balance is there. I mean, there's a lot of things. But I would do SS31 and NAD. Those would be the ones I would research for that specifically. Yeah, that was good.
Before we jump forward, we're just reading something.
Yeah, protein clumping that damages the lobes, reduced oxygen, broke brain, reduced blood flow, blocked blood vessels.
He's just wondering why. But everything he's reading is already there. The preventative is like before.
Yeah.
I think that's something they're going to. I'm assuming that they're. I would hope our medical board is trying to figure that out and fix that.
Yeah. I mean, kidneys, man. Kidneys are a big one, and a lot of people, they get damaged kidneys and they don't even know it. They're damaging their kidneys every single day. One is dehydration, blood pressure, and sugar levels.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm with you.
That's when I take serious. I take that really personal as kidneys. Liver functions, your liver functions could be at 200 ALT, 200 AST, triple digits, and I wouldn't blink an eye. I wouldn't get worried because I know I can knock that down, get it down, week or two. But kidney functions, there's just so much stress. And if you're not doing the right thing, you're creating a perfect storm for more damage. And it just doesn't happen overnight. It just keeps going and going and going until you're like, oh shit, what do I do now? Now you're nephrology, now you're dialysis. And that shit is not fun. My dad's going through right now 3 times a week, 4 hours a time, 12 hours a week, just sitting in a chair, getting dialysis, getting poked with with 13 gauge, 14 gauge needle. It's pretty big into, something they had to install in his arm. So it's just not fun. So that's when I tell people, especially competitors too, that are using a lot of diuretics, dehydrating down so bad. I'm like, this is just not, it's not good, right? It's just not good. Like you can do it, but at that point you need to make sure you're monitoring these different things. How to fire up the metabolism of their postpartum wife who hardly has any time to train. This is a big, big thing. Females, if you're having a baby, your hormones are going to be all over the place. After you have your child, your hormones are going to be all over the place, decline, deficient. What can you do? You have to wait until you're done breastfeeding. That's one. And at that point, once you're done, that's when you blood test and you get those hormones dialed in. Once you get those hormones dialed in, postpartum depression and all that shit's out the door. And it's a big thing. I'm trying to think of the case right now with the lady that's on trial. I think she killed her kids. Tracy Gaffey, I think her name is, or something like that. But this whole time she was basically asking for help. And she's saying she was crazy. But this was directly from, I think, this is just my opinion, postpartum depression. And a lot of females go through this. So pretty much all of them, to a certain degree, unless they dial in their hormones right away. But that's how you fire the metabolism. Get those hormones dialed in. And at that point, you can start using the peptides. GLP-1 would be a good one too as well. Right across the board. Get rid of that baby weight. Start having everything optimal on the inside. That's a really good one to use. How long should you use BPC 157 for? I took it for about 3 months. Felt like I was on it for too long. I also didn't really notice anything while I was on it for my knee either, to be honest. So my next thing would be, who did you get it from? That's the first question I ask somebody. When they say they've been on something and then it doesn't work and it's like BPC or TB500, then I got to ask, what is the source? Where did you get it from? And most people say from online or some research site or whatever the hell it is. And I tell them, I'm like, listen, you got to be on it from a real US licensed pharmacy. And at that point, it will do great things as far as that goes. And if you took it for your knee, what was the injury in the knee? Now, if you need a total knee replacement, it's not going to fix that. It's going to help with inflammation. It's going to help with pain as far as that goes. Being on it 3 months isn't a long time. You could be on it for 3 months. You could be on it for 6 months. 3 months, you should start seeing some result or feeling some difference. With me, just an example, if I shoot in my shoulder that day, I automatically get inflammation that goes away. I get a little bit more mobility, less pain, but it doesn't go away completely. So at that point, that's what you got to look at. Any good peptides for muscle that actually work? MK677, any GHRH peptide is going to work. Raising growth hormone levels, IGF-1 levels is going to help 100%. That's how you hold muscle, and that's how you can create more cells in the body, create more muscle. So, there's a lot of good ones out there. The problem is that you got to do the work. I was talking to Peter about this last night. He's like, what else can I do? I'm like, because we got him on some things. I'm like, dude, it's not just going to come. I don't care what you take. You could take grams and grams of gear all day long, and that doesn't mean that you're going to grow muscle. You got to train, you got to eat, you got to sleep. These are 3 essential things for getting muscle put on. It doesn't work the other way. You can get minimal results, maybe doing it like that, but you're not going to get maximum results, and you're not going to get fast results.
I'm just glad all of us laughed at this question. I don't know if anybody else notices it besides all of us. But the word "actually" is what took us all to the one side. To the, and coming from a guy that's got no picture, it's like For you, probably nothing.
Damn.
Got to be honest. For you, there's nothing that's actually going to work because you're depending on this, knowing that it's food, it's you doing the work,
Yeah.
and then all this is going to help.
Yeah.
It's a supplementation. So
Yeah.
you, nothing work.
Without lifting weights or doing some sort of training, you can't develop muscle. Just, it is what it is. So you got to do it. And if it was that easy, everybody be doing it, right? Now everybody can lose weight because they got GLP-1s, but that's not mean they're put on muscle. They look like dog shit sometimes afterwards because they're skinny fat. I put a meme on the page the other day of Family Guy. He's on a GLP-1. He loses all the weight, takes off all his clothes, and he's just sagging skin all over. You don't want that either. Come on, guys.
Don't want that.
Yeah. Never used the word actually. Oh my
Put in the
God.
work. Put in the work.
Yeah, boys and girls. Johnny, thanks for hanging out today, man.
I appreciate it. Let me know, man, so we can get Olympia all set and all sewn in, so we're good there. Other than that, man, I appreciate it, guys.
Love you, Johnny. Keep going and keep your head up. I know you're going
Sir.
through a lot. You're
Oh, it's
a
all good.
legend to me, brother. Proud
I
of you.
love you, bro. All right. Talk to
Have
you
a
later.
good day.
See ya.
All right, let's finish this out with a couple more.
Couple
Yeah,
questions?
and then just block the guy that said actually.
You're actually blocked.
Yeah.
All right. Let me find a banger. Yeah. Banger. I did salmon, avocado, and rice for breakfast. Not gonna lie, I stole that idea from Mike. It's pretty good. I eat that a lot now. That does sound good. Does
I like
sound
that.
very good. There were a couple of short ones I wanted to pull out.
Good meal, man.
Just
Who
change.
got avocado fiber and stuff? It's like,
Oh yeah.
that's an interesting one.
Mike, just changed from pro cycling to the gym. I want to get big. What's your best advice?
The change in the nutrition, you're going to start getting big quickly because of the fact that you're pulling off something that's such a calorie burn to just stimulating the calories and the muscle growth now. So I don't know how much. Are you stopping the cycling altogether? Because if so, man, just bump those calories up and you're going to fill out quickly and strong because your body's just going to be so ready and it's probably so hungry for nutrients and recovery. Because I know you bikers, man.
Yeah.
I got a buddy that was on the TV show with me, Bubba King,
Bubba.
Big Tim Elwell. Big 6'6", 260-pound guy. But he got psycho on the bikes, and he's down to 210 at 6'6".
Well,
and he's like, wait a minute. And now starting to get injuries because he's just beating his body down.
It's too
I go,
much.
yeah, just pull back from that. Let's switch back over to the lifting. Make that body a unit again. So you guys are savages.
Yeah.
But food's going to be your number one go-to, okay?
Mike, as you get older, how would you change your workout to tone your body down?
I don't. The basics work.
That's right.
And there's no change. That's the coolest thing about it. I go off season still, going off season now to put on more size. Let me correct that. To make sure that my calories are at an incredible surplus and my body's utilizing it. That's what I'm doing. So from dieting, you're in a deficit and you're working everything off and you're breaking your body down and you're also teaching it not technically to use the calories because you're just taking a minute amount of calories, but you're teaching the body that I'm going to exercise and just run you into the ground and slice and dice you. Okay, cool for a moment. That's why I always say 12 weeks. Get sliced, look great, awesome. Get your shots, do whatever it is, your wedding day, anniversary, boom, do that stuff and then get off season, raise those calories. But make sure your body's using those calories So raise them just like a bench press. You want to get a little stronger each time, right? Raise them again. Raise it again. So that's what I would do.
Mike, 44 and getting back into the gym after a 4-month hiatus due to an injury. Avid lifter for 25 years. Any suggestions for avoiding further back injuries?
Yeah, jump into it. We did some good mornings today. Get into that, start training that lower back. Everything strength-wise comes off that lower back and hips, hamstrings. So create that unit of a lower back that is just so freaking strong. And again, if you're dieting and everything, I understand that, but try to get on the off season. Like I told the last guy, the cutting up and all that stuff is from the off season.
Yeah.
The strength of the body is from the off season. I know that kind of sucks, but that's where we got to go to, and we got to do it. We got to go in the off season. And talking about off season, I think I hear Bryce.
That is B.
Bryce is going from off season to slice season.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is.
He's ready.
I'm not telling you. I'm telling you. You ask him.
It's time.
It is time for him. And this is how we decided it. We decided it that his strength got ridiculous, right?
Crazy.
Got strong.
Strong.
And he's been at a calorie surplus for quite a while.
Have to.
Now we hit a plateau for about 2 or 3 weeks. And the body's like, okay, I hit a plateau. Well, we've been in the off season for quite a while. Let's shock the body. It's been over a year and a half off season. Let's shock the body. Let's slice and dice. Let's go down into it. Body strong. Now retain as much strength as we can and slice it. And for you, lower back comes from training it strong. That's where we want it. Ladies and gentlemen, get out there, get nasty, have fun, and remember. I don't know. Just remember.